Alright guys, we are back and we are diving into our first actual assignment of the 100 Devs Bootcamp, which is building some HTML for a template website. So if we come over to the homework tab, we're going to look at the BBC website, which is a news organization. Basically, the assignment, it says build HTML for BBC website. It doesn't need to look like the image. You just need to do the HTML structure with no CSS. So I think the first thing you need to do is kind of make a little mental map of what elements we're working with. You can dive into the editor and kind of piece it all together. But taking a good overview look, I think, is a good habit to form just so you get an idea of what you're working with before you dive in. So we've got a lot going on. We've got a couple main sections to work with. We've got the header section. We've got the main section, which is this main headline. Then you've got the sub main headlines. And then you've got the news cards. I made a time-lapse video of the process making the HTML document itself. I'm just going to add a few tips and tricks. So the first thing is if you put an exclamation mark and the file is already saved as an HTML file, so it recognizes HTML, then you can just click tab over and it'll set up the basic parameters of the file for you, which will include the HTML tag, the head tag, the body tag, and the meta tags and title tag. So you can put in your own title, and then down in the body itself, you can get to work on putting in the content that you want to include. So the first thing I'm setting up here is the header section of the web page. This one is a bit of a busy section, so there's about 5 different things that are going on inside here. The first one is the logo that's set up on the very top. You can see the A element, and the second one is a button for the login. So there's an online login section, and you basically click on that and put in your credentials to get access behind the login wall. Next, you're looking at the nav bar, which is a navigation menu. So you put in an unordered list, and then li, list elements, and then you can put in a elements in them, which sets them up automatically as a link, which in effect is what you're setting up for them. So down below that, we've got a drop-down menu. So we're going to put it as a li with a class of drop-down that we can add features to it. Use a little JavaScript in order to get it functioning. And you put the link underneath it for services, and the drop-down menu itself is populated by the list items. Now, the very last element is a search element. So what you're going to put is a form element, and with the action of search and the method of get, and then the input will be the place where you type in what you're searching for, and then the button will be what you press to activate the search. So now we're getting into the actual main content of the web page itself. So in this particular website, there are 3 main sections and a couple of headings in between. So the first main section is going to be using the main tag in order to distinguish it from the other sections. Basically, you want to have hierarchy within the page and allow Google screen readers and the browsers to distinguish between the important parts or the highlighted parts and the secondary or tertiary parts. So the first part is set up to be the main tags, and then the second sections are using the section tags. So the main tag is basically just a way to distinguish the main feature. The third aspect, which we're setting up, the third section, is a card section. So you can basically set up one dimension for the card itself and then just copy and paste in order to alleviate the need to type everything out, because the cards are going to be similar in styling. So you can simply copy and paste 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, however many you need, and then customize them accordingly. So now I'm just putting in a few of the heading items, which here I'm using the span items to put in just a few headings. And now we are wrapped up the first page and done